Hello, Monsignor Mitas here from St. Angela Merici Parish in Florissant, talking about the Ten Commandments. We're now on the 8th commandment. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. That kind of language sounds like it belongs in a courtroom. Usually we talk about witnessing, where we are on the witness stand, giving testimony in court in some great matter. And clearly, perjury, if you bear false witness, you take an oath to tell the truth before God, and then you call down God to witness what you're about to say, and then you tell a lie. That clearly is a very, very bad thing to do, but it's about the worst violation of this commandment. And it's the kind of thing that it could really be bad, especially if you send somebody falsely to the electric chair or to be in prison or some kind of a labor camp for many, many years. But it goes beyond that. The whole idea is that God made our minds to know the truth. And the truth is where we live. God is truth himself. Remember when Jesus was on trial before Pontius Pilate? He told him that he was there to witness to the truth, and Pilate said, "Truth, what is that?" The irony of that statement was that because standing in front of him was truth himself in the person of Jesus Christ. Truth is not a what, truth is a who. And we understand, too, for what Jesus said again in St. John's Gospel, that the devil is the father of lies, that evil and lying go hand in glove together, that the more evil a person is, the more apt they are to lie, and the more, you expect them to lie. It's just that evil of a thing. So the commandment really is against any kind of lying, any kind of falsehood, any kind of prevarication, misdirection, intentionally confusing speech, etc., etc. These are all abuses of the 8th commandment. Additionally, we recognize, too, that we're supposed to use our speech to build up rather than to tear down. And there's a lot of kind of speech that is a tearing down. If you slander somebody, which by definition is saying something false about them publicly. If you put it in print, like in a newspaper, that's called libel. All those things are called together calumny. These are basically spreading lies about people. Terrible thing to do. But along with that, there's a thing called detraction, which means that what you're saying about somebody is absolutely the truth, but it's something that, frankly, people don't need to hear. Because the understanding that underlies that is that everybody has a right to his good name. And to take that away from somebody without good cause, it would be a terrible thing. Now, sometimes you have to reveal truth. Like, say, for example, you've got somebody who's got a background of embezzling, and he's about to get a job of responsibility at a bank, and somebody asks you, do you know this person to be an honest person? Well, you'd have to say, I don't think he is an honest person, because you know something that would be very important for the prospective employer to know. But to do that just for the sake of gossip or the sake of putting somebody else down to make yourself look good, that clearly is very, very bad. Gossip itself is something that the church abhors and that God forbids. They have these rags that they got at the checkout lines in the grocery stores, the tabloids they're called, and they're all gossip. Some of it is just flat out made up, some of it is outrageous, but the whole idea is that people love this stuff, and that's a defect in us. Somehow we think that God must grade on the curve, and if there's somebody out there who's worse than I am, I look better by contrast. Well, you may wind up being the holiest person in hell, but you're still in hell, and you're there because, especially, for participating in things like gossip. Again, people have a right to their reputation, a good reputation, if they have one. And if not, then, they have to deal with that on their own. But our whole purpose is not to muddy other people's reputations, that we're supposed to control our speech and to use it in a way that gives praise and glory to God and builds up the human race. How many times is this commandment broken? Well, it's broken pretty much. How many people lie on a regular basis? It become a pattern and a habit, a very bad one we need to break specifically because of the deleterious effect it has on society at large. People, like I say, are oriented toward the truth, and if you can't count on people to tell the truth, very, very bad place. The whole idea is that once you've got a reputation for being a liar, you're in a very, very bad place to be. someplace you just don't want to be. And you counter that by obeying the 8th commandment. And I thank you for listening.